Hey everybody, Mike here with Cactus Crawlers RC, and I am back again today with an update on my repaint of the 4-door Mojave body for my RC4 drive TF2. And what I've done so far at this point, I sanded the whole truck down to just the plastic pretty much. And there was still some green in spots that was really hard to get to. But for the most part, I took it all the way down back to its plastic. And what I was hoping to do was to be sanding out a lot of those deep scratches that it had picked up. And by sanding it all the way down to the plastic, I sanded a little bit more where the deep scratches were. And then I put on a few heavy coats of primer. And that way it would fill in the gouges and everything. And at that point, it was thick with primer. It had a lot of orange peel on it. I gave the paint a few days to cure, just to totally vent out, and you don't want it to be as tacky. You want it to be completely dried all the way through to be able to wet sand the truck down. I started with a 320 just to knock down the high spots really fast. I came back with a 1000 grit and just sanded everything else. After I let that dry and came back and took a close look at it, there was still some spots I had missed, really tight corners and around lines, body lines. So I went back again a second time with a wet sand, and again with the 320 on those high spots, and then just came back with a 1000 grit. And it's looking pretty good. I mean, it's not like a car show quality style of prep, but it looks pretty good. There are still, I can see a few spots with the really deep gouges, but for the most part, I think it's going to work out great. And here it is with the new green on there, and that looks pretty spiffy to me. So it's not a perfect paint job, it's got some flaws in it, and I did put on several coats because I was expecting that I was going to have to do like a wet sand and maybe finish off with a clear coat on there, but to tell you the truth, I don't think I'm going to have to do that. This looks pretty good. There's some flaws in it, not a whole lot. I'm okay with that. Little bit of orange peel in there. It's not too bad. And besides, this truck is going to be going off-road. It's not going to be a shelf queen. So if it's not a perfect paint job, that's okay. But I really like it. That is the green that I wanted. The bed came out pretty nice too. A little bit of orange peel on there. Some flaws. But like I said, you know, it's not a shelf queen. It's going to go see some use off-road, and I think it's going to be okay. I really like it. So right now, it's still venting the paint out. I mean, I could smell it, and it's even after a day from being painted, it still feels really soft. Not tacky, but kind of like you could tell it's a fresh paint job. So I am going to have to let it vent out for a few days, let this paint dry and harden up, because eventually what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to paint the surrounds, like where the rubber seal is around the window glass and the door areas, in black again. And right now, because the paint is venting, if I went to go mask this paint off, when I pull that tape off, it is going to leave a mark, a residue mark from the tape in the paint. And that's not a good thing. I don't want to have that happen. So after a few days of venting out and drying, I'm going to be able to come back again. I'm going to mask it all off, exposing just the areas that I want painted black, around the windshield, around the windows, this little part right here, the back window. I'll probably go ahead and reshoot the bed again, because on the edges right here, it did have some scratch marks where some of the old color is still showing through. So I'll probably mask the entire bed, reshoot the black on the inside. The grill has some marks on it too from being off-roaded there, and here's a mark right here. So I'll want to go ahead and mask off this green right here so I could reshoot black on that grill. That looks really good. Look, you can see the reflection of the fan in that paint. I love it. All right, very cool. I think I'm gonna really like how this thing's gonna come out. So there you go. New colors on the Mojave body, and the next step, like I said, let it vent out. Then I can mask up and paint the window surrounds, and we'll continue on from there. Thanks for watching this episode of Cactus Crawlers RC. Come back again when I'm doing some more work on this guy, and we'll see y'all next time.